Hey guys, it's me, Jody Ann, and I'm here with your October reading for the whole month of October. It is spooktacular season. I'm so excited for Halloween. Are you excited for Halloween? I've got a bunch of events. So I've put the website link down in the description. Please click on over, check out the events. If you're in the Lower Mainland, I would so love to see you. I'm doing Messages from Spirit, and I'm also doing a psychic fair and then a development circle. Head on over. All the information's on the website. Now it is October, and October is the season where the veil starts getting the thinnest. So it's really easy to contact your departed loved ones and to do readings. It's just a witch's favorite time of year, isn't it? Now, I want to offer you a reading today to get you through the month of October to look at things. And because it is October, I am using one of my favorite decks. I don't usually bring this one to events because it's all scully and full of like spooky imagery. So it's perfect for today, right? Right. So let's get started. I have been shuffling and thinking about you, my loves. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a mini Celtic cross, looking at where we're coming from, what is above us, some of our foundations. That was weird. I'm going to cut that out. And I'm kind of reaching out for wisdom for you from your ancestors this spooky season. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle and then I will meet you back here with your cards. Okay, so your significator card that came up is the King of Wands. Now, isn't that a beautiful dragon? I told you these were cool cards. Okay, so what that King of Wands is about, it's talking about how you really have a lot of will at your disposal. You are underestimating your willpower. Now, I know it's a king, but remember the divine masculine and feminine live within all of us. It has nothing to do with our meat suit. We're talking energy here, divine energy. So we have all of these archetypes inside us. So looking at the King of Wands, that's fire. So this year, there has been a lot of will and ambition that you have been stepping into. The significator card coming up as that King of Wands is definitely telling you that those things you thought were risky, the things you weren't sure about, you can own that, love. You can totally own that and step into that power. You have what's at your disposal. The only downside of this beautiful fiery dragon is that sometimes when we burn too brightly, we can burn ourselves out. So let's look at the cards around it and see what kind of messages we're looking at. So right behind it, what we're coming from is that Eight of Cups. Okay, and you can see in the cards that I'm using, these are only pip cards. There's no pictures. So we're going to look at the numerology and the water. So with eights, we want to know that we want to make sure we're moving. So you're coming out of a phase where there's been a lot of movements and a lot of growth. There have been lessons that you've been dealing with where you've had to learn to go with the flow and where you've had to learn when to push and when not to push. Okay. This is great that that's where you're coming out of. That means that when you're stepping into that king power, you're stepping in there with wisdom of knowing when to hang on to things and when to let go. One of the trickiest things about our willpower is sometimes when we're very powerful, we will enforce our will at a time that is not auspicious to us. And then we just make a mess. So that Eight of Cups is telling you that your timing will be well because you've gone through a bunch of phases where you have learned about the flow of your own energy and when you need to let go and when you need to flow. Now that we know where you're coming from and what you're standing in, let's look at the energies around you. You've got a tower below you, the Lovers above you, and you're moving into the Four of Swords. So this is the message I have for you. I can see that there has been many, many transitions. I feel like the decisions you're going to be making and what's coming up for you in this month is directly related to a huge transition you went through recently. I don't know if that Tower card, because towers are all about destruction so that we can rebuild on better soil. You rip the whole thing down. They're the Phoenix fire energy. They are probably the most active card that in my opinion anyway, they're the most active card in the high arcana. So let me talk to you about that energy. You are going to have things coming up where you need to stand in that kingly power and stand in your truth and your will that are directly related to that Phoenix fire moment that you've had recently. Maybe you've just walked out of the fire. Maybe this is something that happened a few years ago. Whatever it is, the echoes are going to come forward this October and this fall. Remember that fall is harvest season, so we are reaping the benefits of everything we've done. Above you, you have the Lover's card. Now, if you want to know more about the Lover's card, go check out the podcast. I just did an episode on the Lover's card and the deeper meanings behind it. It is not usually about lovey love. It is about choice. So what's hanging above you are choices. How are you going to choose? Are you going to choose with your heart? Are you going to choose with your head? Are you going to lead with your passions? Or are you going to do what you feel is the safest thing? Are you going to do the most logical thing? Where is the decision coming from? The Lover's card is always about looking at why we make the decisions we do. So babe, when you're looking at this stuff, get deep, get quiet, and remember, this is October. The veil is thin. You can reach out to your ancestors at this time. You can ask for help. The help is there. That's why these big things are coming up, because October, it's easy to slip through the veil and get the guidance we need. So you have decisions coming up that relate to the Phoenix fire you've been through. You need to apply what you've learned around when to flow, when to go, and when to let go. And what's coming to you is a better sense of stability of your mind than you've had in a long time. That's what that Four of Swords is about. Fours are always about stability, and swords are about our mind. A lot of the indecision you've been fighting with, a lot of the decisions you've been fighting for, things are going to look a lot clearer after this October. Is it going to be an easy October? Hell's no, babe. There's a lot of work you're still doing. The other side of it is really, really calm, though. Let's have a look at a couple more cards to shed a bit of light on that. Perfect. Five of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. And what is that one? The Sun. I know. Look at that Sun card. It doesn't look as promising. That's why I love this deck. It's a great October deck. Okay, so when we're looking at that Five of Pentacles and that Three of Pentacles combined, especially with that Sun card, you are going towards a much chiller space in life. You have done the hard work. And if you learn the lessons of this October and you move through them with the guidance and grace available to you, you will be heading into a much more stable place, both financially, business-wise, and mentally. I feel like a lot of the mental chaos is worry about security. The Sun card, when it shows up, even if it looks like this crazy gargoyle, the Sun card is always about blessings, 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 blessings. So as you go through the harvest this year, as you start gathering your lessons, gathering your tools, and looking towards the winter time when we're quiet, you will have the quiet winter that you so deserve, baby. Now, that's it for me. That's your reading. That's your cards. Thank you for joining me. If you're liking the content, please hit that subscribe button and head on over to the podcast if you want to learn more about tarot. I drop episodes all the time, breaking down the artwork in the High Arcana. And of course, my events page. I would love to see you at one of my events and give you an in-person reading. Okay, take care, loves.